So hey guys, so today we are going to discuss about the latest updates that have happened this week in the world of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So welcome back to the episode 7 of weekly ML news. So this week we are going to start with the Florence 2 model that was open sourced by Microsoft. So they have also released the paper. They released the paper on 10th of November 2023. That was I think 7 to 8 months back. But they have open sourced the model now. Now, if you look at it, it's an image to text model, and what they have described it, it's an advanced vision foundation model that uses prompt based approach to handle a wide range of vision and vision language tasks. Now, what it can do, it can interpret simple text prompts to perform a lot of tasks like image captioning, object detection, and segmentation. So, they have also introduced their dataset which they have used it, that is FLD 5 billion. So they said that this is a very high quality annotated data, and they have discussed about that in detail. It's a very strong recommendation to go and read this paper. It's a really nice paper explaining the whole architecture and the multimodality of the encoder decoder of the model. And coming to the number of models they have released the base model, large FT model, and the base FT model. So yeah, so it's a very good thing that they have finally open sourced it, because from November onwards everyone was asking them on Twitter. I remember that, are they ever going to open source it? And the good point is they have open source. Now if you look at the benchmarks, you will see that it's performing really nice when you are comparing it to the existing models, because one thing is very specific in the multi-modality part. Even if you get the accuracy high on paper, and your model is not ready for real world, there is no use of open sourcing it, right? Because in multimodality the limit extends from when you talk about text to text, right? So that's the case. Now if you look at the specialist model about the benchmarks that are there, you will see the Flamingo model, the Pali model, the PaliX model, the Git 2 model. So Blip 2 model are there by, I think Blip 2 was by Salesforce, I remember. So yeah, and if you look at the number of parameters, you will see that even being a model with a, a few parameters less than the existing models, it's performing really good. So yeah, that was it for the Florence model. I will pin down the Hugging Face repository and the paper below. You guys can go and read from there. Now the second point is there some random news that we are going to talk about. Okay, I think it got skipped. Yes. So I think you all know about Ayla, right? He is one of the founders of the starting members of the OpenAI company. The Chat GPT we use is by OpenAI, and it actually revolutionized the whole concept of AI and the use of ML models in real world. Now they have introduced this safe super intelligence. So they say super intelligence is within reach. Building safe superintelligence is the most important technical problem of our time, and we have started the world's first straight shot SSI lab, the Super Intelligence Lab, and with one goal and one product, a safe superintelligence. It's called Safe Superintelligence. So we approach safety and capabilities in tandem as technical problems to be solved through revolutionary engineering and scientific breakthroughs. We plan to advance capabilities as fast as possible while making sure our safety always remains ahead. So uh, it sounds good. We are an American company with offices in Palo Alto and Tel Aviv, where we have deep roots and the ability to recruit top technical talent. We are assembling a lean cracked team of the world's best engineer researchers dedicated to focus on SSI and nothing else. If that's you, we offer an opportunity to do your life work and help solve the world's most important technical challenge of our ages. Now is the time, join us. So, uh, you guys can go and even join them. So, they have given the contact for those interested. This, and for comms question, you can do this. So, if anyone of you is interested in emailing them, then definitely it's a go ahead. And sounds interesting, but the whole point is I am really interested to see that how OpenAI will react to on this, because I don't think they are releasing something competitive, but they are definitely going one step ahead of AI. As you guys must be knowing about some the recent thing that has been happening. Uh, One of the members of Google said that uh, we are so sure that the current transformer model, the current architectures of LLM won't be the AGI part. right? They are working on something else. AGI just is AGI for AGI, and the LLMs are just for marketing right now. Yeah. So cool. And something from Anthropic, they have released Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and at least from the numbers they say that they have outperformed GPT 4o. So if you look at that 59.4 and it's 53.6, 88.7, and it's 88.7 same as that. So hardly even 2% increase in that, and they are able to outperform the GPT 4o and Llama's 400 billion. I don't know, man, if this model does it make sense. So if you look at this, it is able to defeat in most of the cases GPT 4o and Gemini 1.5 Pro. So at least in the numbers they are able to do this, but when you look at the price and the difference between it, see, if you 91.6 and 90.7, just imagine if something is, let's say, $1 even more costlier than the other, and if it's not that good, let's say 1% difference is there, people tend to usually remain with the existing one because of the familiarity with that product, and usually don't shift until unless there is a very huge difference in the performance, right? So yeah, cool. I think now we can switch to research papers that happened in the last 2 weeks, and I compiled of the last 2 weeks because last week I was not able to do. So let's start with this long rag. So it's a really really good paper if you are working in this whole rag and LLM things. So this whole paper presents the concept of long rag. So what it is, they are, according to their words, it's an innovative framework designed to improve RAG by addressing the inefficiencies in the current traditional RAG systems. So let's talk about what is traditional RAG, right? Uh, there are retrieval units in the traditional RAG framework. The retriever, works with small units of text, let's say 100-word paragraphs from Wikipedia. And there is an imbalance. The setup creates an imbalance when the retriever must sift through a vast number of small units to find the relevant information. So while the reader only has to process these short units to extract answer, this leads to suboptimal performance as the retriever has a heavy load compared to the reader proposed long framework. Now, this whole long RAG framework, let's know about this. So they introduce a long retriever and a long reader to balance the workload. So larger units, let's say the entire Wikipedia is divided into smaller units of 4,000 tokens. Okay, so which is 30 times longer than the traditional 100-word paragraph. So this reduced units by increasing the size of the unit. The total number of units decrease dramatically from 22 million to 6,000, let's say 60,000, and this reduction significantly increases the retriever's burden performance improvement. So what they are doing, they have introduced two new concepts: long retriever and long reader. So at least the larger units lead to remarkable performance, they have mentioned in the enhanced retrieval score. So on the natural questions dataset, the answer recall at rank 1 increased from 52% to 71%. At least that is what they mentioned. And the answer recall 2 has increased from 47% to 72%. So if you go at the results, right, you'll see the difference. So in this particular table, they have illustrated the performance of retrieval performance on the natural question dataset. So you will see 52.24, document this and that. So this is normal, and at least in their case it has increased to 71 group documents. So this is the passage document group document. So the corpus size is 22 million, and in this one obviously it has reduced to 600k because of the size of units that they are dividing into. So that's the case. Now what is this overall paper, if you want to know in a nutshell? So they are saying that combining RAG with long context LLMs offers significant potential for enhancing the RAG systems. The approach of using these larger retrieval units, actually I think these can lead to more efficient and effective retrieval process, creating a way for future advancement in the field. Obviously they are telling in the whole paper that RAG framework, by using these large text units, balances the workload between the retriever and the reader, now resulting in significant improved retrieval and answer performance. So yeah, so it's a must-go paper for people who are working in RAG. Now the second one, it's a big code benchmark. Now I won't go in very deep, but let's talk about. So it's a new benchmark designed to evaluate the performance of LLMs in handling complex and practical programming tasks. So let's say it's a they also have a variant of this whole big code bench, that is called big bench code instruct. So they, from the name itself, I think it's pretty clear. It's a very very long paper, and if I dive deep into it, it will take a lot of time. But at least if you see from above, uh, it's a really good benchmark because it aims to push the boundaries of LLM capabilities by focusing on the practical and challenging programming tasks. So yeah, for more details I would give the reference to this paper in the uh, description section. As usual, you guys can go and read from there. Cool. And let's talk about this Dream Bench Plus Plus. Now, it's a human aligned benchmark for personalized image generation. Yet again, a benchmark paper. So, in a nutshell, it's a paper benchmark designed to improve the evaluation of personalized image generation models by aligning the evaluation more closely with the human preference. So, you can look here, right? We collect diverse image and prompts and utilize GPT-4o for automated evaluation aligned with human preference. So it uses multi-model GPT models to automate the evaluation process. The benchmark is designed to align closely with human preference, addressing the misalignment issue that is currently happening in the current automated evaluation system. So yeah, so it's a diverse dataset comprising consisting of various images and prompts that are constructed. So the main purpose is this dataset is used to evaluate the performance of the generative models comprehensively, right? So yeah, so the study benchmarks seven modern generative models using Dream Benchmark Plus Plus. So you guys can go and see the results. If you see here, right, they are saying that this is an example: GPT high score aligned, human high score aligned, and Dino score low not aligned. So they have they have created a system for of all this. There they say qualitative comparison of concept preservation evaluation between Dream Bench Plus Plus and traditional Dino. So Dino often fails to yield human aligned evaluation with our Dream benchmark, succeeded using multi-model GPT models as the evaluator. Now the whole point is we are again stuck in the loop of using the models as the evaluator itself. Now there is a nepotism bias, right? You must have seen in GPT models, if you use GPT to check the content of GPT itself, it is obviously showing a nepotism bias. At least that I have concluded with while benchmarking my Komodo paper. So yeah, now the last dataset paper is FindWeb. So again, it's a high quality and large scaling pre-training dataset designed to improve the performance of the LLMs. So in a gist, it has the performances of LLM obviously are high dependent on the quality and size of the pre-training datasets, right? So what have they done different? So it's a massive dataset containing of 15 trillion tokens, a very big number. So it is derived from 96 snapshots of the Common Crawl dataset. So I think you guys know about Common Crawl. So LLMs pre-trained on FindWeb outperform those trained on other datasets, at least that they have mentioned in the numbers. Now if you go down here and look at some of the results, you will see here, yeah, in the conclusion, yeah, if you see here, each processing step in the FindWeb provides a performance split. So you will see that the processing and pre-processing of other datasets is bit different when you compare it to FindWeb, and comparing FindWeb datasets to other public datasets. So this is the training tokens and the aggregate accuracy of I think single model. So here FindWeb is performing really decent, and the FindWeb education, I think means that it's performing much better than the other models. So they have introduced 2 to 3 datasets in this whole paper. So I think they have open sourced that, and the results are also again fully reproducible. So you guys can also go and check it through there. And this dataset I think will be a great help for the people who are against pre-training a model from scratch, because high quality data is a very big problem right now. Cool. So yeah, guys, that was it for this video. I hope you guys learned something new and are updated with the latest things that are happening in the machine learning community. I'll pin down all the resources in the description as usual. Please give me a thumbs up and recommend anything that you guys want to see in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.